I'll have cool turbo noises and a little bit of power and cool turbo noises. I'll have the little stu-tu-tu-tu-tu. Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today, same day as I ended the last video, but I'm gonna start putting together that other engine over there. I'm gonna lube up the rod caps, torque those down, put the girdle on, torque that down, and then just see where it goes from there. I want to start getting that block clean for paint, so that's one thing that I do have to do. And he's still here, just chilling.
Justin valve
lashing over here, so let's get to it. So what's on the docket now is taking these rod caps off, and then taking a little bit of engine assembly lube, dabbing those a little bit, make sure those are nice and greased up before we put the engine back together. Gonna torque all those down, and then I'm gonna throw the girdle on and do the same thing with these mains here. Engine assembly lube, get it ready, turn it over a couple times, make sure that stuff is spread nice and even, and put the rest of the bottom end together. Everything's really good. Let's get lubing it up. So when I ended the last part of the video there, I think I was putting the cradle back on. I don't know, my camera died, but got the cradle on. That's good to rip. Brought it outside, and gonna start cleaning this crap out and prepping for a little bit of paint. This side I'm not so worried about. It's more this side that I want to look good, because this is what everyone will see. So let's get on that. So now the time lapsing's done. That's done painting, and honestly, I'm not even gonna worry about painting the back of this engine, because I mean, how many people are gonna go back and look at the back of my engine and be like, oh my god, it's so greasy? Ugh. Yeah, I don't really care. And I'm doing something kind of cool. I'm gonna paint all my mounts purple. Dope. And then the front's done here, as you can see. Looks pretty good, and it'll look good mounted up to that. Now, I was thinking about doing this kind of a black color, but I just went with what I had because it looks nice. That looks nice. I think it'll go good with the purple, so don't judge it yet. Just wait till it's actually in the car. Then you can judge it, which, yeah. But that's painting. Got my bottom end together, painted, and yeah, that's pretty about the majority of the things that I wanted to do as of today. Now, tomorrow, I have one thing coming in, my head gasket's in, so this engine's ready to throw in there. I just have to put the flywheel on, which I can now because I've painted it. I got it color that I want. So we're ready to rip on that. I can drop this engine in tomorrow if I want to, which kind of might. I kind of might. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to send it. I'm going to do it because I don't have any big homework assignments or anything due tomorrow. So we're good. I got time to do that. This engine will be going in tomorrow. Then I wanted to touch on a subject someone actually asked me on my Instagram. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. I apologize about that. But here's the information for you. He was wondering about my turbo setup for my car, which is up there. This is my brother's car, but this car does relate to it. So I'm taking the stock turbo off of this Eclipse and all the piping, everything. The intercooler here, piping. He's letting me have the blow-off valve, everything, which is right down there. Now, this one's brand new. I forgot the brand on it. He told me, but everything turbo-wise is coming off of this car. Now you may be wondering, how am I going to tune this car? So I have Chrome Pro. It's a pretty outdated software, but I mean, it's going to do the job for what I want. I'm only going to run like 5 to 8 pounds on a daily basis, which is not that much. So I'll be pretty conservative with my tuning. I'll definitely make it so my car runs a little on the richer side because I don't feel like blowing it up anytime soon. But I will be tuning with Chrome Pro. Now, my ECU is chipped. Now, this is my biggest hurdle right now. I have a chipped ECU. I'm getting a chip burner so I can load my own tunes onto the chip. But the biggest problem is being able to data log. Now, data logging is very useful because you can look through a log, see what your air fuel is at a certain time, spark knock, all this other stuff, how much boost you're making at a certain RPM. So the data logging is another big issue. Now, I think I figured something out. So there's, in the P28 ECU, there's 4 pins on the side. I don't know how to describe it, but there's 4 pins and you can plug in this little Bluetooth receiver and you can log it off your phone. But I need an Android phone for it, which I don't have. And this is using TunerView. I will be using this TunerView, and I will be data logging through that through Chrome. Now, I can't put this data log on my computer, sadly not, but I can at least have it on the phone and check out what's going on and everything. I will have a wideband too, which will help, but it's good to data log. Now, that's pretty much the census on how the turbo is going to go on this car. But I do want to clarify, this is an H22 A4. Now, I got this wrong the other day on one of my videos. I said the compression was 11 to 1. I was wrong. It's 10 to 1. Thank you, Treelude or Alex. I'll put your Instagram up here, man. He corrected me and said it was 10 to 1, which I was unaware. I thought pretty much all H22 A4s. I thought they were all 11 to 1, but I was wrong. And that's something that makes me a little bit more comfortable putting a turbo on this car. But anyways, back to the turbo itself. This turbo is a T25 turbo, meaning the inlet is really, really small. Now, people will run anywhere from 5 to 11 pounds on this engine from a T3 or T4 turbo. Now, that has a bigger outlet that can flow a lot more volume of air. Now, when you're pushing that much air, it'll take less boost to make more horsepower, if that makes sense. Now, this is a T25 that's coming off of this car, and it's a really tiny inlet. This turbo will pretty much be a hair dryer for this engine. It's that small. I'll just have cool turbo noises and a little bit more pep to it, so which would be really nice. But it's really small, and honestly, safely, I could run 14 PSI from this tiny little turbo on my car, because it's gonna fall flat on its face when I get up there in the RPM range, probably like 65, 7 grand. Will probably start falling off a little bit, but I'm willing to bet I can run 14 PSI safely through a T25, and that'll probably equivalent to, on a T3 or T4, to 10, 11 pounds. So actually, it probably might be even less than that. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's quite a ways down there because it's not flowing the volume. So when you have a smaller turbo size or inlet or outlet like T25, it'll take more boost to get to the same horsepower that a T3 or T4 would at a couple PSI lower than that. So that's the biggest disadvantage that I do have is the T25, but it's also kind of cool. Yeah, I can go around and say, hey, yeah, put my car in 14 pounds on stock engine, but it's really not that cool because it's out of a T25. But I'll have cool turbo noises, and cool turbo noises and a little bit of power and cool turbo noises. I'll have the little some of those, or maybe some turbo flutter, I don't know. But that's pretty much the gist of the turbo setup that I have going on. And if you have any more questions, feel free to message me on my Instagram or email me, or even just leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you on what's going on. Because honestly, I'm still learning, I'm still figuring it out. I barely know what I'm doing. I've rebuilt an engine before, so I'm not worried about that aspect of things. It's the turbo stuff that I'm a little bit more worried about. And putting a turbo on, then running it for 5 minutes, getting it on barely, and all of a sudden, rod number 3 just goes into the atmosphere. But hopefully that doesn't happen. I'm pushing it. I'm gonna put boost cut right off the bat at like 5 pounds, and my brother's also giving me the boost controller that was on his car, so I can set it. I'm gonna set it to like 5 pounds, so that's not an issue. But anyways, that's the turbo setup. And actually, speaking of my brother, he's been making all the music for my videos for the past couple weeks now, and oh, it's windy out here. And he'll continue to be making the music for these videos. So if you want to, go check him out. I have a link in the description to his Instagram. And now he doesn't have any music stuff or anything on his Instagram or nothing, but he does have car stuff and just stuff that he does pretty much. But this is his car. This is Mitsubishi Eclipse. He's building the 4G63 that came out of it. It's a spider white. These are pretty rare, I guess, because it's the convertible, and it was from factory. It was white, which is pretty cool. But what makes this car really unique is these are for a subframe to make it all-wheel drive. Now, if you're new here, I said this in a couple of videos ago, but I'll say it again. He's making this all-wheel drive, super cool. He's gonna shoot for high 500s, maybe 600. I was talking to him the other day. He said, "Oh, I'd love to hit 600." So hopefully he does that, and that's to the wheels, not to the crank. But go check him out. His build's really cool, and I'm trying to push him to get a YouTube channel going here shortly, because I think it'd be pretty cool. And he was in my last video. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching. Go subscribe to my channel, hit that like button, leave a comment. I want to know what you guys are thinking, what you want to see in my videos, what I can do a little bit better. So, you know, just let me know. It's a judgment-free zone, as I like to say, but not like to say, because I'm pretty judgy myself. Sadly to admit that, but whatever. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your night, and a good rest of your week. Racer Freak, peace out.